Welcome to Danger, the channel where we dive into the world's most chilling true crime stories. Please like, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can get notified every time we post something. Tonight's case is one that left an entire Ohio community terrified. A hardworking young mother vanished after finishing her overnight shift at work, and within days investigators uncovered a brutal murder tied to secrets, deception, and people hiding the truth. This is the disturbing case of Heather Bogle. The town of Clyde was the kind of place where people felt safe. Many residents knew each other, families had lived there for generations, and violent crime was rare. The Whirlpool manufacturing plant was one of the area's major employers. Hundreds of workers clocked in and out every day and night, including Heather Bogle. To outsiders, it looked like an ordinary community. But in April 2015, fear spread through the town after Heather disappeared without warning. Residents began locking doors, co-workers feared they could be in danger, and rumors started spreading almost immediately. People wanted answers. Heather Bogle was 28 years old and raising her young son. Friends said she loved being a mother and worked hard to support her family. People who knew her described her as social, funny, and caring. She had close friendships at work and spent much of her life balancing parenting responsibilities with demanding overnight shifts. Like many people working long factory hours, Heather's life revolved around work schedules, co-workers, and trying to make ends meet. Investigators later learned that her social circle at the Whirlpool plant was complicated. Relationships between co-workers, friendships, and alleged affairs would eventually become a major focus of the case. On the night of April 8 into the early morning of April 9, 2015, Heather worked her usual overnight shift at Whirlpool. Co-workers later reported seeing her during the shift, and nothing initially seemed unusual. At around 6 a.m., Heather left work. That moment would become the last confirmed sighting of her alive. At some point after leaving the factory, investigators believe Heather encountered her killer in or near the parking lot area. When she failed to return home, her family became deeply concerned because it was completely unlike her to disappear without contacting anyone. Calls went unanswered, texts were ignored, something was terribly wrong. Later that same day, Heather's vehicle was discovered abandoned in another parking lot near the Whirlpool plant. Police immediately noticed suspicious evidence inside the car. There was blood in the vehicle, indicating a violent struggle had likely taken place. Investigators also found signs suggesting someone may have attempted to clean up the scene. This discovery changed everything. The case quickly shifted from a missing person investigation to a suspected homicide. Law enforcement agencies began working around the clock to determine who Heather had been with after work and what exactly happened inside that car. As detectives interviewed co-workers, they uncovered rumors involving relationships between employees at Whirlpool. According to investigators, Heather had reportedly been involved in a complicated personal situation involving co-workers and possible romantic relationships. One of the people connected to these rumors was Daniel Myers. Police began looking closely at Myers after inconsistencies reportedly emerged during interviews. Investigators also examined phone records, surveillance footage, and forensic evidence from Heather's vehicle. Behind the scenes, detectives believed the motive may have involved fear that secrets were about to be exposed. Several days after Heather vanished, authorities made a devastating discovery. Her body was found along a rural road in Sandusky County, Ohio. The isolated location suggested the killer may have intentionally chosen an area where the body would not immediately be found. The discovery horrified the community. Residents who had been hoping Heather would be found alive were now forced to face the reality that a brutal murder had occurred in their quiet town. Investigators intensified their search for whoever was responsible. The case against Daniel Myers became stronger as forensic evidence was analyzed. DNA evidence collected from Heather's car reportedly linked Myers to the crime scene. Investigators also believed Myers had attempted to clean parts of the vehicle after the attack. Authorities reconstructed a timeline using witness statements, phone data, and physical evidence. The investigation suggested Heather was attacked shortly after leaving work and that the killer tried to cover up what happened afterward. For many true crime followers, One of the most chilling parts of the case is how quickly ordinary routines turned deadly. Heather had simply finished another shift at work. Within hours, her life was over. When Daniel Myers was arrested, investigators publicly revealed more details about the alleged motive. According to prosecutors, Myers feared personal relationships and secrets involving co-workers would become public. They argued that panic and fear escalated into deadly violence. The case shocked many people because the suspect was not a stranger. He was someone from Heather's workplace, someone familiar. That detail made the story even more disturbing for the local community. People realized the danger had allegedly been sitting beside co-workers during ordinary work shifts. In 2016, Daniel Myers pleaded guilty to aggravated murder and kidnapping. The guilty plea meant there would not be a lengthy public trial where every detail would be exposed in court. Some people believed unanswered questions still remained about the exact sequence of events and whether anyone else knew more than they admitted. However, the plea secured a conviction and prevented Myers from ever being released. He was sentenced to life in prison without parole. Heather's murder left behind devastated family members, grieving friends, and a young son forced to grow up without his mother. For many people in Clyde, the case permanently changed how they viewed their community. The murder also became a reminder that violence can happen anywhere, even in places that appear peaceful on the surface. To this day, the Heather Bogle case remains one of Ohio's most disturbing workplace-related murder cases. Heather Bogle walked out of work expecting to go home to her family. Instead, her final moments became part of a tragic and horrifying case that continues to haunt people years later. Do you think investigators uncovered the full truth behind Heather's murder? Let us know your theories in the comments below. Thank you for watching. If you want more factual and respectful true crime content, please like, subscribe, and share. And as always, stay safe.